Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the StarCraft 2 World Championship Series Winter Edition. I'm Nathanius, joined on the desk by In Control as we move into our winners match. That's right. Someone's going to win. Someone's going to win big, Jeff.
We all are, for watching this beautiful StarCraft match.
Hell yeah.
What if I told you, have you guys seen the movie Rudy? Don't answer, because I can't see it, but let's assume you have. In this match, Erik is going to be the young Irish attendee of Notre Dame.
Yep.
And he's going to face impossible odds.
Yes, he will.
Special is 29-2 in maps against Erik, 13-0 in series. But I cannot wait for what Erik is going to bring out in this match.
You know what, man? He's... Yeah, I can't wait to see either.
He's got it.
It's going to be great.
Sure.
Monumental odds coming up against our young Brazilian player. I mean, he did some funny stuff against Dude Ming. It worked.
Yeah.
I'm sure Special will be super aggressive, so...
We haven't seen this kind of dominance from a singular figure in Mexico who just seems to take a market and rule it with an iron fist. It just, people are willing to do incredible things on behalf of him.
Dominates it.
We haven't seen anything since that, since...
Gosh,
when was the last time we saw a situation like that in Mexico? I cannot...
Couldn't answer that question myself.
There's no social example here.
No, absolutely not. We're loading into the first game, Terran versus Zerg. It's your favorite matchup, that's right. And if it's not, I'm projecting it onto you as we load in to Kairos Junction for this best of 3. It should be a good one, ladies and gentlemen. In the bottom right, representing Brazil, we have our blue Zerg player. Try again, Erik.
Is that the name of the team? Try again.
Yes.
That's cool. And look at that. His name is actually Erik.
Yeah.
He named himself Erik, and then they were like, listen, you get to be a commander of a space alien army and name yourself anything you want. What do you want to be called? Because
I'm Erik. I'm actually Erik. Thank you.
I always think that's so weird.
I don't need
you call yourself Nathanius. So
I don't need a fancy internet name.
In the top left-hand side, it is Mr. Special.
Dun, dun, dun.
Nice. Nice.
Noise.
Wow.
It's a tragedy that I didn't get to cast a Terran versus Zerg before they tweaked the battle cruiser. Because now I feel like I've missed my opportunity to talk about my favorite thing in life, which is battle cruisers, of course.
Teleporting over a spore crawler, not shooting it.
Yeah. And it's not like they're really that bad at killing spores either, to be perfectly honest. But
wait, are you talking about the Yamato? Did that really upset you?
No. No, I actually still think it's great. I'm meaning that there was a period of time where every Terran was actually doing it as well.
Ah.
Yeah.
And you liked that or didn't like that?
Oh, I loved it. The IM qualifiers, I think half the TVZs were like BC or double BC rush. It was amazing. The double is quite powerful.
When I literally invented the Dark Templar, it really kind of annoyed me for a while when people were using it. You know what I'm saying?
No, I totally understand.
Yeah.
For me, it was a moment of pride when I invented the battle cruiser, and then other people finally found it, you know, way up there in that texture. It's pretty high up. Terran players don't like to climb.
It's way up there.
You know, when you're sweaty and salty, it's kind of hard to climb the top of the tree.
Well, you can't even see it when you're looking at the ground and just throwing salt everywhere, I guess.
Exactly.
Well, here comes the Reaper. The Reaper man. Very different in this matchup. It's going to show up to try and perhaps deny a third. The SCV going to work in conjunction with that. And maybe get a couple of shots off. Both these players very familiar with themselves. We've made our jokes, but Copa America has been a really fantastic, nice little thing. I even made my jokes earlier about Jim Rising, but he's been commentating that. There's been a very robust and beautiful scene of StarCraft developing in that Latin America area, and it's resulted in some of these players really spiking up in talent. We've seen Special go to BlizzCon a couple times. Cham has been on the rise. We've seen Erik now making an appearance here in Kalazar. He's had so much success, he's given up on it, and he's in, like, the Netherlands or something like that, studying, I think.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, hey, man, whatever you want to do with your life, it's all good. Reaper's going to get pushed out of the main base by those queens. Meanwhile, factory is done. We got the reactor about to finish up, so see some Hellions cranked out by Special, and he is getting a starport. So far from TVZ, we do see still a bit of everything. It's not uncommon to have Viking into Raven, or Banshee, or a fast Liberator. I think a lot of these maps are actually good for the ranged Liberator rushes as well. I do expect to see those come back in to some degree this season. I think a lot of these maps are actually really good for that versus Zerg.
Okay. I always agree. It just feels like, and I've always loved it, but it feels like at high level, and I'm not saying this match is necessarily super up there. It feels like sometimes what it takes to get to range liberators and then making a few range liberators is very good, but if they just like happen to have gone Spire or something like that, which is happening a little bit more.
Yeah, that's true. There's definitely more of a thing to go for Spire these days in ZVT.
You just kind of die.
Yeah.
And I think one of the funny like StarCraft maths that Special gets to do at this stage of a WCS stop, he shouldn't be doing stuff that A, he wants to keep secret for later, but B, could put him at risk to losing to a player that he's 29-2 against. Like,
yeah, that's true. So what do you think? Just straight up, maybe get a...
I think we're going to see the most vanilla, like Special's just going to lay down on this guy, smother him in his girth, and just let him suffocate, basically. Just normal.
Wow.
Normal stuff.
That's an extremely graphic description. I did not expect that. Thank you, though, Jeff.
Yeah.
I have a very clear picture in my mind now of what that looks like, so thank you. Thank you for that. He's going to get stim, so we're going to see him play buyout despite the Hellion opening. So it's just putting on some pressure. I assume that he's going to try to just poke this fourth base. Erik taking these the third and the fourth pretty quickly, using those queens to buy himself time.
Ooh,
he does
that's
have
aggressive.
Lings as well. He's going to try to run through, and the Lings are going to smack that down. Now the Liberator is here, but very quick response time to pull those drones back.
I do not like that for Special. That was
That's...
He sees the like 5 queens.
Dude, that's terrible.
And he just says, I'm going to go for it anyways, gets nothing done. And this Liberator's doing nothing as well.
I'd say that. He's got a tank on the way. Some Zerg players would pull the trigger.
You just Nidus?
Huge... I was gonna say you could, if you had the larva, you could just slam out Lings and go for a counter Baneling buzz because you would have been very far away from that tank. It would only have just started when he first moved out.
Well, this is WCS Americas of our broadcast day. I mean, does he have a Ling that scouted the third command center?
Yeah. He saw the.
He did?
He saw the fight.
And he's still not doing it.
Yep. He sees the liberation zone on there. He's like, nah, bro, I'm good. He's like, I'm just gonna try to crank out drones because I survived. I guess.
Yeah. Spire, double Evo. He is establishing a fourth base, so why not? I mean, with all those Hellions dying and the Liberator doing nothing, he can freely drone to 80 if he wants, I guess.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good feeling, too, I'm told.
Oh, yeah.
I don't get to do that.
Just lack of respect from Special, though. After losing all of that, no control, he's like, all right, I'll open up the wall, send everything out, take the third base.
Yeah.
I don't really have anything to defend if there were to be a swath of Zerglings to attack me.
Well, he can't.
But Erik's being, he was mostly droning. He's going to get some Lings and some Banelings now, but...
He made a mistake. I mean, he lost those Hellions, so if he just sits back and defends and respects what's not coming, not that he doesn't know that, but I hear your point, but if he just defends, then he just dies. Is the Overlord still there at the natural, by the way?
No way. No.
Okay, he shut that off. Yeah. Pushing out, though, Nate, that's where I go. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know anymore.
He brought the Liberator over here to poke this base.
There should be, with this Spire finishing, actually there's no minerals for Mutas. It's just going to be Ling Baneling right now.
The Ling did poke that third. He saw that it landed.
Baneling speed? How close is that? Pretty close, right?
Yeah, not too far away. He's pretty far behind on the upgrades, though.
Gutsy.
The 1-1 is not yet done for Special. He's going to finish up pretty soon. Needs Bane speed.
Trying to buy some time and save the hatchery if he can. Look at this. Look at how greedy both these guys are. Look, that's Erik's army right there.
Yeah.
10 meters are about to pop out.
He went for the insane greed.
Both these guys. That's so funny. Special's like, well, just lost everything. Land third.
That's another way to put NA, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we joke, but it's also part of StarCraft, right? Like, again, if you're in a bad spot, you cannot play as if everything's coming after you because you'll just die.
Yeah, that is also true.
This is such a good position for his Marines, though.
He wants to wrap them up and then get the mutas in, but the timing on the execution is not there. The tank's like unsieging, sieging again, and Special's like reinforcing his position. He has nothing back at home, but he's just extreme confidence in this matchup is what it looks like, despite the Hellion loss early on.
It definitely is a factor here, right? Like, Special knows he's deep inside the head of Erik, and he can do some of this bold stuff to kind of unravel him, but also just that's the confidence that he plays with.
Yeah, lots more on the way. I mean, he's cranking out mutas, he's adding Banelings. The 1-1's about to finish for the Zerg, and we've got 3 tanks here, though, holding this position down. and Special just complete full confidence. Counterattack, this is what I was talking about. So the Lings are going to come over here. The Mutas are here, though, and he walks right into a wave of Terran production. That's unfortunate. This hatchery taking a beating. The Baneling's not able to connect onto the Marines, so there's really nothing here for Erik to defend against this base. This attack either now.
All of a sudden, that Special ability to just kind of win is happening here. He's going to get this base killed, most likely, in just a few seconds. But he actually pulls off that counterattack pretty darn well, and everything's over here. Now it's just Mutas without anything to support it. I mean, that's It's like even if you save the hatchery at this point, he spent so much doing it. He's down 20 or 30 supply. It's kind of lights out, right?
Yeah, that's a really weird spot to be in. Like during all that, he still took another base, but he hasn't started the 2-2 upgrades, which Special has on the way. I'm just amazed at the idea of a Terran player who loses all of their early harass stuff and then just, yo, I'm good actually, I can still just push and kill this guy.
Wins like 2 minutes later.
Yeah, that's pretty astounding. Especially
I mean,
really well here.
You talked about it though. Like, I guess the call Erik could have made is, okay, you lost all your Hellions, your Liberator did nothing, I'm on 4 bases, it's time to make Ling Baneling and punish you.
Yeah, and he didn't. I mean, if he had just gone like full true and said, screw it, just really like pedal to the metal on Lings and Bane, I feel like there was something there.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's like, no, I want to go into the Mutas and all that, well, you give the Terran player time, and then, well, 3 mules from that fast third orbital command can do a lot for you. He's cleaning up some of this, but...
He is, but he's remaining behind in supply. I think there's now a scan on the top right-hand side.
The other thing is Special is even on worker count. Yeah, he scans, he sees that base, so he knows. And the other problem, of course, at that point is the 2-2 is about to finish up for Special. So his Marines are going to chop through these even better than they were before.
Drones having to be pulled offline to fight here.
Special is overextending a little bit with this. I guess he feels he's going to force his way through eventually.
Random tanks.
Like, just send everything but the kitchen sink. No, send the kitchen sink too.
You ever been hit with the kitchen sink?
I imagine that if someone could throw one at me, it would probably kill me.
You'd feel the difference.
Yeah, for sure.
If someone's throwing like microwave and like they tip the fridge on you, that's all like pretty normal stuff. But the second they rip the kitchen sink out of the station and throw it at you, you're aware.
What about the bathroom sink? Does that come before or after?
Well, all the sinks. I mean, each sink is a new one that you're throwing, and it's pretty shocking. Okay. For a second there, it's kind of funny because for a second there it was like, yeah, Special is overextending, and I think he kind of technically did.
But his macro is just too good.
But then Erik fought off creep for 0.5 seconds, everything, and that was it. And he was also like Special was way ahead, so even when he starts to throw a little bit, he's just throwing it to himself. You know what I mean, it's just an even throw.
Yeah, that's kind of weird to think about.
Catching with yourself.
GG.
And Special will take a map score now of 30-2, which is pretty impressive because Erik, again, is a very good player, but he just cannot overcome the Machu Picchu hill that is Special.
That's brutal. Everything that could have possibly gone right for him at the start of the game did. Swatted the Liberator easily, demolished the Hellions, and I say from like a Terran perspective, when you lose all your Hellions early and you don't have your factory building anything, your first immediate thought is, well, I hope to God he doesn't just send a ton of Ling Bane over because I don't have anything to deal with it. If he had sent the Lings that he had and made maybe like 8 or 9 Banes, I think he can break the depot. Ling floods in. There's no stim. There's no 1-1. There's no medevacs. And there's a tank maybe halfway done or almost done. But then it has to take time to siege and get into position.
To be fair, too, it's funny, though, because, like, droning there, we didn't hate it, obviously. We're not.
No, it's not like he was in a bad spot to macro.
It's just that Special is so good, and
I feel like he
cut
gave
the right corners.
Yeah, I feel like he gave him an opportunity to catch him off guard and punish him for that. And
he took that third because the Zerg was droning, and he didn't even necessarily knew that. He just kind of gambled on that decision, and it paid off.
He's probably played him so many times, he knows everything about him. Yeah, that's kind of that's like the part of the game that we don't get to see.
Right. So very good, very well done. Special takes a 1-0 map lead in this best of 3. This is the winner match as we were talking about earlier.
Yep.
Winner will move on to the second group stage to play later in the month, or not this month, obviously, but later, a few weeks
later, at some point in the future. This month is over, actually. This is it.
Is this the last day?
I'm pretty sure, Jeff. I'm pretty sure.
The 31st? There's not a 32nd in January? Is that correct, production?
No. I think there's only 32 days.
What about a 0 in February? Can we do that? 0 day in February?
I'll take it.
Yeah. Well, hey.
We're loading in, by the way.
We love you guys.
We love you guys. If I could have a January 32nd to spend more time with you, I would, Jeff. Just want you to know.
I want a 1 month to go 40 days. Just do it. You know? October 42nd.
We can't afford to switch all the calendars over. We need to add a few
Just
more
add
days
more.
to this one.
Think about how much more impressive it is to like live longer at that point in time.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
Yeah.
Years should only be 6 months, and then we'd all live to be 200, right?
It delays your rent. It does so much for you. I guess it also delays your pay,
Yeah.
which could suck.
Yeah, that's not so great. We're loaded into Port Alexander for our second map in the bottom right. We have our blue Zerg player, down 0-1. He is Erik.
Erik Braga Bermello. And his oppressor in the top left-hand side, looking to advance out of the group as everyone predicts. It's the Mexican Terran Special, or Juan Carlos Tanya Lopez. It's a good name, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
We make a lot of jokes about Juan, but that is a regal name.
Yep. And he's an extremely good Terran player.
Yep.
Watching him play, I mean, I guess it's kind of weird because I say that, but then he just threw away all of his Hellions for absolutely nothing. But then he still won anyway with
But I
the
like that
parade
about
push.
him.
Yeah.
He is a messy player. You'll see some drops get picked up. You'll see some weird moves. I remember he was doing like that Marine tank push against Showtime last year in WCS, a whole bunch, and some of them look really sloppy and bad, and then others, it's like that kind of aggression is why he's so dangerous. It's good.
Yeah, it looks like we might be seeing the Zergling side swipe, where you try to spot the Overlord with the Reaper maybe, and then get the Lings around it, force a cancel on the natural, and this will give him access to quick Zergling speed as well if he wants. Can also be good at defending certain Terran cheese, but yeah, so you're going to go around the middle, 100% just hoping to avoid the Reaper. And then back at the Terran base, there will only be the single Marine and the command center.
Yeah.
Taking a very long way. I was going to say, I think he could have maybe tried to cut up here, but he does not want to risk the Reaper spotting him at all as it goes across the north side. And if he gets the cancel on that command center, that is just the absolute best.
Yeah.
Zerg dreams.
The Reaper will be all the way across the map.
Yep, and now he knows. He sees the Reaper, and he's like, okay, time to run in. And beautifully executed by Erik. This is an extremely annoying thing to deal with if you're a Terran player. You might try to pull.
Whoa.
Oh, wow, he's going to run the Lings into the... I never like it when they do this.
I know, but you know what? I used to think this is a huge mistake. I think Terrans do this on purpose. They
Yeah, well, you
prefer
want
this.
the Lings to come in. Yes, yes. As a Terran, that's what you want.
Yeah.
I'm saying I don't like it from the Zerg perspective.
Yeah,
I
it's
guess.
interesting, isn't it?
Because you're going to pull the SCVs, and you're like, maybe I lose one or two, but you didn't almost cancel my command center.
But almost canceling, I mean, as a... Gosh, what band was it? I think it's Destiny's Child says almost doesn't count.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, you would have had to chew through a lot of hit points on this command
Yeah, I don't
center,
think they cancel it. So I think going in might be the best thing for the Zerg too. Because if you're not upgrading speed and you pull out,
It's hard, but
Reaper finds you.
It's
right?
hard because you're almost never going to get workers. If that was the case, then I would have liked to sack on maybe the reactor. Because if you kill that, then it is a really big thing.
Reactor would be nice.
Reactor's a really sick pickoff at the start of the game.
In which case, almost wouldn't even come into play because you did get it, so it does count.
Yeah.
So counting does count in that case.
As for the last time I checked, counting counts.
Yep. Can't confirm.
What's going on again? This is game.
Huh?
This is game 2, right, Jeff?
This is game 2.
Okay, that counts.
Yeah, this also counts.
Ooh, he's building a Marauder. This is an early Marauder. Is this one of those weird meme builds that we used to
Hellion
see?
Marauder.
The 4 Marauder drop with
Hellion
the
Marauder.
Hellion support?
Hellion Marauder, bro.
That's pretty sick. I haven't seen that in like 30 years, Jeff.
Well, not Hellion. What
Been
is
a
it?
long time.
They transform into?
You don't need to get Hellbats with it, but you can, yeah.
They will be Hellbats for sure.
There was a time when this was a thing, even versus Zerg, where people would open with a bunch of Marauders and they get the medevac after the Viking, and you drop the 4 Marauders. You have enough time usually to get stim with it if you want, but I guess it's like a cost thing. Or he just decided he doesn't want to get it for whatever reason. It'd be really good though. There's no Overlords on this side of the map for his Viking to kill though. So
No, he's gonna have to travel. Production has informed me as well that Ariana Grande sang a song that almost isn't enough. So
okay,
that's 2
well,
philosophers have been named at this point. All on record. Yeah, that's the armory, my man. These are Hellbats
oh boy.
playing with fire. And he's hiding the others, isn't he?
Literally playing with fire.
You are.
Yeah,
And it is a play too.
it is. In fact, it's a video game, so all you can do is play it.
I guess that then begs the question though that yes, they are projecting like the digital version of fire, but it's not actually fire, so I guess you can't literally.
Is it?
fire.
Is it? Yeah. I mean, you know, it's virtually, literally, right?
But that's not the same, right? Let's carry this on throughout the entire broadcast.
Okay.
This is an important
Sounds good.
ethical discussion. And here they come. And where are the Marauders?
They are going
Hutting.
medevac. We have a Ling that slips through because that wall is not done.
Oh, geez.
Rip that 1 hex. And the SCVs will take it down. But there we go.
4 Marauders?
3 Marauders and a Marine.
Okay, 3 and a Marine. Does that do that much? What does that even do?
I mean, you're
What does
kind of
that do?
hoping for it
It
to help
slows
against
him down?
roaches, I guess.
He has concussive.
Oh my goodness, so many Banelings. He's running the Hellion straight into him. Oof. Okay. And he did get concussive, actually. Lands a good bit. Lands the Viking. Okay.
Why is he not turning into Hellbats?
I think he was scared of the Banelings. Okay, now he's decided that the Banelings are no longer an issue.
Well, this is not going to kill him.
No.
It's going to cancel the 4th, but I don't think that's that big of a deal.
No, I wouldn't say so. He has more Hellions reinforcing. He could try to cut them back now. There's the Banelings. Saving this base would be pretty sick.
Yeah.
Good Bane heads, good Bane heads. All, yeah, Hellbats are gone. Rangers are defended.
Having the Banelings there and the Queen count was pretty nice from Erik.
You know, okay, so Liberator comes in. He actually saves most of the drones. Liberator only got 2 of the drones. Now it's just kind of killing the larvae and the eggs. But this really says a lot about how Special feels about Erik. Despite that attack getting smacked down spectacularly, he's like, all right, build the 3rd on location. It's like, we're fine. This Erik dude does never...
He'll never move out.
So what we learned is that Erik does not normally attack his Terran opponents at any point.
I guess, yeah.
Because I cannot fathom any reason why Special would do that. So now he's going to send 3 Hellions with the medevac over inside the main. These guys should be able to spot the Spire too. And look at that mineral position. Terran art.
Man, he's getting some Banelings here too.
Yep, all the Banes detonate. So Special's going to follow this up with, ooh, factories. It's going to place some mech.
Do you like it, Nathanius?
I do.
What do you
Mech
like
is fun.
about the mech?
Mech is fun.
Do you ever watch the cartoon Salad Fingers?
Oh, yeah. The mechanical units. Feel so good.
I like the way mechanical units clink and clink. We can't do too much of that though, Mark.
No, that gets...
Don't worry, Mark. We'll get serious.
You don't need to delve that far down the rabbit hole. +1 attack. I like it though, because you can do the Thor thing where you do the Thor drops. Thors are good. Thors are still very fun to use against Zerg players. There's also, of course, always the threat. Cyclones are really good in this matchup now as well. Kind of becomes a bit of a balancing act between Cyclones and Siege tanks, because Cyclones are great against basically everything until you get mass ground units, and then you need tanks.
Does he have cloak? Is he waiting?
No, you just 1v1'd him. He actually did this in the TVP earlier as well. He got the Banshee and just never got cloaked on it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really...
I don't pretend to understand, but I got it. Okay.
I feel like cloak would have been nice there. But
Well, I don't know. It's
what do
not like it's
I
the worst
know
thing
in
it's just like
control?
a random Banshee shows up and just solos a queen and kills 3 drones.
yeah, it's pretty good.
So weird.
So there's the shotgun of Thor's. And I guess what he's going to do is just try to move right across the map with this.
Oh,
Just
wow.
do his next attack, turn into Hellbats.
Hellbat Thor.
Yeah,
Will not work.
That's really strong. There's a lot of Zerglings on the map. I mean, it depends how he can use the Thors. The Banelings
think
are
this
really
works?
the issue.
I think he makes anything here and it just doesn't work.
Yeah, well, Erik is actually building units this game, so that helps.
Especially, I feel like this has got to be a fake out. He's got to push out like this,
And he needs Blue Flame for this to work. He
aggro
didn't
him,
start.
and then back up.
He hasn't
Go home.
started any. He hasn't started any of the factory upgrades actually. He's got his armory. He's building 2 more armories. Does he not? Does he realize he has an armory because he's building Thors? He's gonna have 3 armories.
Well, there's 3 upgrades and then
It's
an upgrade.
happening.
Triple upgrade, my man.
Play the opera music.
What?
He's gonna go 3 armories.
And come off the armory.
I'm telling you.
We're getting too silly.
When there's 3 armories in a base, that's some cursed images material right there. It's just not something you really see. Scans the main, so he's looking for, as a mech player, you want to know when the Zerg player is going into Hive, because basically your #1 strategy shift is going to come based off of dealing with Vipers or Brood Lords. And these Hellions are doing like okay-ish, but the upgrades for the Zerglings are really nice. +1 attack, you need Blue Flame to start 2-shotting those Zerglings with the Hellions. So they actually work as a good buffer against the Hellions until he gets it, and he's just now started it.
Okay. And is all the armories upgrading? It looks like they are, aren't they?
Okay, he canceled the 3rd armory. Okay. We avoided catastrophe.
How many Thors are coming to the front lines?
We are at 4.
So right now the Corruptors are nothing. Like, they'll kill the medevacs, but it's not a big deal. Unless they have Thors in them. Ooh!
Yeah, it's kind of weird because the Thors don't really kill the Corruptors that effectively, and they're targeting the Mutalisks while the Ravagers come up. Big vials aimed at the Thors. Thors mostly dodge. Wow. But the Thors auto-target AI will, you know, all 8 Thors will shoot at 1 Mutalisk if they can before they actually try to fight the Ravagers. Now, if the Thors can fight 1v1 or in a somewhat even battle against the Ravagers, they dunk on those too. But now we got some siege tanks coming up for special, kind of covering out the rest of this. And oh goodness. Yeah.
And by losing those roaches, maybe the Hellions can get pursued? Well, they could have at least killed the one, but they're not going to.
I like this. He spreads out the Corruptors, the buildings that they're all going to use their caustic spray on.
Yeah.
It's really hard to try and repair all of those. The Thors are way too slow. And because of the way that the Thor was adjusted at the end of last year, they actually kind of suck at killing Corruptors now because they lost that damage versus armor. They're better versus units like Broodlords, but it's really hard to clear the Corruptors out with those. Cyclones are much better with the Magfield Accelerator upgrade.
I almost wonder why he pulled back the Corruptors, because there was nothing coming. There's no Thors being made.
Well, he sniped all the add-ons.
Yeah, but go after the factories. Their DPS gets so high when they get fully spewing.
I guess maybe he thought there would be something.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't change target with it, right?
No, no.
Just gotta wait for that.
Just start again.
Cooldown. And here you can see the massive power. One of them isn't doing their thing though. This guy's being lazy.
Watch this.
And he's still almost out DPS in their repair. Literally every SCB at this
SCB
base. Literally every SCB needs to be repairing this.
And literally, we gotta stop saying literally, but Special is just like actually spending all his money to keep it alive. Too.
Yeah, it's gonna eat his whole thing. And once it turns into a planetary, then it costs gas to repair. While it's transforming, it does not cost gas to repair. If you had the extra Corruptor doing it, I think
You don't lose all the Corruptors, which is
that's
call
awkward.
it bad.
That's
It's
awkward.
quite bad.
More Hellion run-bys going into the mineral lines of Erik. He's been doing a good job of keeping his drone count up despite this harass, but still tricky. I don't know, time has stopped for me. Uh-oh.
Erik, come back to us.
We love you, Erik.
He's like, you killed my Corruptors, I'm out of here.
Yeah, they were actually Corruptor hair, the little tendrils.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the Ethernet cable. It was literally Corruptor tendrils.
It could have been.
You could probably run Cat 5e over that. Just saying.
StarCraft 2 commentator since 2012. But not 2010.
I don't know. I played StarCraft in 2010.
That's good.
I didn't do anything of note. You know. In
We'll
2010, I was like every other StarCraft player. I was in 4v4s, building as many void rays with flux veins as I possibly could.
Every series I've commentated today has gone like quite the distance, and this one was looking okay, and then Special's like, you know what? I'm gonna go mech, and then Erik was like, I'm gonna disconnect actually.
Yeah.
He's straight dropping. I almost never see, like, whenever I lose internet at home or whatever, I'm out. Like, it doesn't come back. I don't know what the screen is. It's like a false hope.
Yeah, the waiting.
Attempting to reconnect. I'm like, you're not attempting to reconnect. It's just not happening.
That's not happening today.
Well, hopefully you guys are having a good time. If you want to participate in the conversation, you use hashtag WCS.
Hit us up.
Checking that. We got some social media people.
Say hi in the Twitch chat. You know, we eyes glued to that. Fear Dragon's in the back curating all of your comments for
sure. Banning people.
Mural.
It's going to be unbanned. Message Fear Dragon on Twitch as well. Or just tweet at him or message him on Team Liquid, something like that.
And you wish a special kind of evil on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're just waiting for the lobby to get back together. But things were looking pretty good for special there, I'd say.
You think so?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty all right.
Erik was remaking the Corruptors. I don't know if you saw that, but he had 6 more queued up, so I guess he's going to head towards Broodlords. But by losing those other 6, it feels like...
Okay. Well, we are just waiting for a technical issue to be resolved on Erik's end. In the meantime, we're going to cut to a quick break. When we return, the conclusion of our Terran vs. Zerg series. You're watching the World Championship Series.